Hello, and welcome to the Consider Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Eric King, and along with my co host, Mino Pachan, we're here to talk about all things mental health. Let's get into it.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Consider Your Mind podcast, episode 14. Last week we had a special guest, James Jerry, who was pretty much in the process of becoming a licensed therapist. So if you missed that episode, go ahead and check that out. Pretty much going over everything that he's done up until now in his road to becoming a therapist. So he was a military man and became part of the mental health industry. Let's see how that went out for him. And this week, second week in a row, we have another guest, a fellow friend of mine. Her name is Lila T. She's pretty much a musician, an artist of all sorts, acting, singing, rapping, writing. She does it all, people. I'll go ahead and welcome Lila T to the podcast. Welcome.
Oh, I love that intro. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome. I wish we had some claps or something in the background for you, man.
Right.
Get it well done.
How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good, doing good.
We doing good, man. Better now that we're talking to you.
All right. Yeah, you guys got to check this out. If you guys haven't already saved them in your playlist, make sure that you guys listen to every episode that these boys got.
Yeah, appreciate that. Consider Your Mind podcast everywhere. Tell your friends. Hit that share button for us. We appreciate that.
Yep, and everybody knows, even though you're out in the public eye a lot, people don't really know the stories that goes behind the scenes. So we have Leela here, who's a musician who has a very, I want to say, very deep emotional song that's out there right now. It's called, was it Nobody There?
Hmm.
Is that right?
Yep. Nobody there.
I mean, the
And you
title.
tell us a little bit about that song.
So I actually wrote that song in about 5 minutes. Um, yeah. So when you're a musician and you write music, if it comes from directly from your heart, it just comes out. And I literally chose the first song was that song, which is more of an emotional song rather than like a hyphy rap beat or anything. Like you know,
Yeah.
me and me and Mino used to do shows together, and all we do is hyphy music. But the first song that I decided to release on iTunes and all that stuff is Nobody There because it is my life story. Everything that's in that song is
Mm.
100% true, and it is about me. A lot of people ask me where is that story inspired from, or who is it about? It's about me. Um, and yeah, Nobody There is kind of how I felt.
Man, no, that's awesome, man. It's definitely check that out. It's on YouTube. Very powerful song. I was listening to the remix too, so you got a couple remixes
Yes,
on there. Yeah, that's a little more upbeat, but I like the original. Like you
thank
said,
you.
it's a serious song. Yes, it's pretty. Yeah, it's a serious song, but it definitely resonates. And how you said you wrote it in 5 minutes? That's
Yeah.
crazy. So you just wrote it one
Yeah,
time
it's
through.
it's
Just.
literally my story, and like that's why it
Mhm.
comes out so quick. And I literally chose that song or chose to write about the bad parts of my life because I knew that it could help other people feel like there's nobody there. If they can listen to a song knowing that somebody else feels that way, maybe they won't feel alone.
Mhm.
So, in hopes of making other people not feel like there's nobody there, I wrote that song and put my whole life on. It's not easy putting your whole life like that, all the bad stuff out there in the public eye. It wasn't
Oh,
easy for me, but I know that it would help
not at all.
people because that's how I've been helping people is through my music. And I think
Mhm.
the realest stuff is really what's gonna hit home for anybody. So I decided to make that
And
song, put it out. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people from all over the world saying that the song helped them and get through a lot of things or help them from committing suicide just because they felt like somebody finally understood where they were coming from. And that's like that's the best part of it.
That's the
My
that's
eyes tearing up over here,
that's the
y'all.
hey man. What's better than that? Yeah, what's better than that? That's beautiful, man. What is better than that saying that you help contribute to someone um keeping a staying alive, not taking their life. That's one thing that we're about here. Suicide prevention,
Right.
suicide awareness. That's something that affects us all. And so I did see in the comment section, the YouTube comment section can be a vicious,
It can
vicious
be.
place. But yes, it can be vicious. But man, your people were really saying um, how they say, I feel so seen. You
Right.
know, that's how people say I feel seen, not feeling like they're alone. And no, that's great what you did for people. So kind of using it therapeutically. Some people write it out, but you wrote it out as you said in 5 minutes and then made it into a song, man.
And
So
the
that's
thing
that's
is,
really
I had
awesome.
no idea that it was gonna impact people on this large capacity.
Mm,
I mean, like realistically, the reason why I write music and the music that I do come out with, if it's like really deep or whatever, it's because I feel like nobody can relate to me. Like that's the whole point of me doing
mm,
that. It's my outlet, so I feel like somebody understands where I'm coming from. Like that's literally why I make music in the first place. But I had no idea that my life could impact so many people through music and make them feel like how I feel when I finish a song. Is I feel like somebody's there. I feel like
mm.
somebody understands. I feel like I let it out, and I feel like I'm stronger than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just really glad that it's doing something positive and it's something that I love doing, which is my passion for music. So it's crazy, y'all. Like it's all crazy. It's
It's
so
definitely a
crazy.
journey, that's for sure.
It is, and I'm so glad to
I
like that
mean,
you guys are on this journey with me, man. Like I really hope I'm on the show again so we can talk about more stuff, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, already. You're the fan, man. So again, you're Mino's friend. He just hit me with your number. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. No, that's awesome because when you were explaining it, Mino, didn't it sound like us? Like, man, I hope I'm being vulnerable. It's kind of scary when I put it out there because I know it could help
yeah,
somebody.
man, that's the whole thing
That's how
behind
this
us.
got
It's
started.
just so
Like
many people don't want
Seriously.
to talk about mental health. They don't want to talk about issues, and it just you keep things bottled up. That pressure builds. It's not good.
exactly. And that's the problem. That's what I'm trying to break. And I go on TikTok live like almost every day as much as I can. To
TikTok queen
talk
over
to
here.
everybody and let them know my message and my movement is you don't have to know somebody to care about somebody, and you don't have to know somebody to love somebody. So I let these people know, like, yo, I love you. So if you need somebody to talk to, I'm right here. And these are people that have listened to my song or haven't yet, or are trying to and just need somebody to talk to. And I feel like there's not enough of that. There is not enough of people reaching out to other people when you don't know how bad someone's day is. Somebody could be like struggling to like even like finish the whole day that they have. That's how much they're going through. And for one little thing to set like you don't understand what that could do to somebody, that's going through a whole bunch of stuff. And nobody knows that that person's going through stuff because nobody talks about it. And that's a problem. So, I'm glad you guys have this show, so you let these guys know that it's okay to not be okay and it's okay to talk about it, you know? And I don't know.
Absolutely.
We gotta
Yeah, there's
we
power.
gotta
There's power in vulnerability.
yes.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
exactly. What you're talking about is being vulnerable. It is scary, but there's power. There's so much power in that. And
there
you're
is.
you're believing and kind of stepping out on faith with that too. That if I put myself out there and expose some serious things, because we're gonna get into the song a little bit more too, man. You talk about very personal things. Family wise, we did a show about family
Hmm.
stress. So you talk about family wise, and then personally, some being taken advantage of it.
Yeah.
Younger. That's deeply personal things and shameful things that most people don't even want to talk about
Bro,
or admit to
nobody
themselves.
never wants to
Let
talk about
let
it.
alone put it on a song.
That's actually how my
Yeah.
family found out about what happened to me. When I wrote,
Wow.
her parents used to hate it. You know, oh damn. It's like her daddy used to hear parents didn't know she got molested by the babysitter. Like those bars are powerful as hell, and they're true. And nobody would think that Lila T, the one that's doing all the shows, opening up for celebrities and got all these followers and stuff like that, went through that. And I did go through that, and I still go through it every day because I have PTSD from this thing. So it's like a lot of the things that I've been through, I do
Mhm.
deal with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And like the persona of people who are video content creators are just like, oh, they don't go through anything because they know everybody, they're loved by everybody, so nothing happens to them, you know. And I'm trying to let them know it's not like that.
Hmm.
It's really not like that. So I try to be 100% transparent, and I'm really open about my life because my dad told me if you don't want anybody to talk about you, put your business out there first. So I do. And you know, I didn't think it was going to turn into something positive, which it was. It's like, okay, Lila went through all this shit. So guess what? A lot of other people did too, but they didn't have that voice that was able to be like, it's okay to talk about it, you know? So I want to do that for
Hmm.
people. And I want to let the younger generation know that it's okay to talk about it. You know, you can get help for these things, and it's not easy going through it alone. You know, I almost didn't make it. So,
Yeah.
and I say
And I know
that in
you
the
said you
song,
want to
like
tell,
literally. So, I
and I know
mean,
you want to get your story out there, which we're definitely gonna dive into more. For you, when you're starting out, what kind of obstacles were you facing coming up before you got to where you are now?
um, obstacles. I mean, okay, if you guys really want to go through like obstacles, you talking about in the music. When I was doing shows and stuff like that, people didn't even know I was homeless. Yo, I was opening up for celebrities. Like there was this one time I opened up for Nelly, right? And I did
Hmm.
not have a roof over my head, yo. And I was what? I was 19. I was 19,
Mm.
and um
In the streets,
not
but not
like
like
that,
that.
but like,
Okay.
I remember
Yeah, but
like
on the streets for
coming
real.
back from the shows and like sleeping in the slide because I didn't know where to go. You know what I'm saying? And like you're supposed to be
Mhm.
this person, you're supposed to be this, you know, I'm supposed to be this musician, this rapper, you know, and this video content creator that everybody knows and stuff like that. Like anybody I couldn't talk about it. I can be like, yo, I'm homeless. You know, like or oh,
Mm.
I don't have my parents around. My dad's locked up in prison, you know, my mom lives, you know, super far, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can talk about that,
Yeah.
you know, and just like my living situation was an obstacle. Um just not having the money to do what I wanted to do in music, you know. I mean, I was supposed to graduate early and I got kicked out of school, and you know, my family didn't take that like lightly or anything, so they kind of just like, you need to get out the
I
house
believe it.
then, you know. And I get it, but like what I
Mhm.
did, the reason why I got kicked out of school is because I would be late for school because I finally got the opportunity to be in a real studio, and that's how I made my first album. So
Yeah,
I don't regret anything. The reason why I have first album is because for me to skip school in the beginning of the first period of 15 minutes. That's the only thing I've ever done is skip 15 minutes of school in the beginning.
man, that's crazy.
So
And again, just for a little bit more background, you do come from an immigrant background, right?
yes, I'm actually Laotian, Thai, Vietnamese, Black, and Cuban.
Okay, so all of that.
Yep, yep,
Oh, that's awesome. Because when you said, the school thing, they didn't take too kindly to that. I was like,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I can
it's
imagine schools are
you
serious
know
in
how
those type of
Asian people
households.
are. You know, you go to school, you be a doctor. So you know what I'm saying. Make your family proud. You know, bring honor to your
Boy,
family. You know.
yeah, grandma's in the
You know
building.
what I'm saying? But then they're looking at me like, "Yo, what makes you think that you can do music like that? What makes you think you're good enough?" That's what was said to me. You know what I mean? And it wasn't about what they thought of me. It's what I knew I could do. I mean, I make my own beats. I write my own stuff. I perform my own shows. Like I dance. I
Mhm.
sing. Like
One woman army.
and I was doing this when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? So it's I
There's
don't
some
know.
crazy times
Yeah,
in
man.
those early
Oh,
2000s.
okay, okay. I'm glad you brought that back because I definitely was. You said she just casually said, back in the day when me and Mino used to do shows and just kept it moving. I'm like, oh, you and Mino used to rock shows. Okay.
Yeah, for
Tell me
sure.
more about who my co-host is over here.
Yeah, no, we did shows. We got pictures too from back in the day. I mean, like there's, you know, I mean, when you start doing music, you know, usually how it goes is usually artists who are just underground artists or whatever have to pay to open up for celebrities, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
we never had to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how good we were, to where we could bring a crowd that people want to see, people want to listen, you know, and our got out to where we were heard, you know? And that's what it's all about. It's because the lyrics in our song isn't about how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain the music these days. But like everything I write about and everything that Mino wrote about, it came from the heart, and that's the stuff that people listen to because it's relatable. And what people don't know is that it's healing. It heals people.
I
So
like that you said the music is healing.
it
That's
is.
deep.
It heals me. I mean,
Mhm,
that's what's keeping me going because I'm not talking to anybody about what I'm going through. I just write it.
mhm.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
got you. I was gonna ask about that. So I know you're saying that you use your music and putting it out there as like you're a therapeutic. It's a therapeutic thing
Yes.
for you.
Very.
But have, yeah, but have you sought like professional therapy at all, or had any experience
Yes.
with that? Okay.
There was a time where when I stopped music, I stopped doing it because I let all that negativity get to me, and I actually believed them when they said I couldn't do it.
Mm,
And at this point, I mean, like I made it to the biggest show I did was 5,000 people in San Francisco, and
wow.
um, yeah, and it's like I used to get flown out to do shows, and you know, all proceeds would get donated. I was never in it for money. It's just because I love doing it. I'm passionate for it. But yeah. So I I don't know. It's just been real crazy. I can't even
Mhm.
like. Y'all just making me think about it. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
hey, that's what consider your mind, all right? We're
Yes.
gonna get that thinking meat, working, all right?
But with that being
Because
said, yes, I did get professional help at one time.
okay, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. No,
What
that's
was the
good because it's
process
something we
like for
encourage.
you?
Yeah.
You know,
What was
it,
the process like for you to find when you're taking those steps of, find a therapist, find someone that can help you with
so,
these issues that you're having?
yeah, I'm glad you asked because the first thing it's like, I don't need no shrink. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
ain't no no, I ain't never talked to. I've been through so much. I ain't never talked to nobody, but I ain't gonna talk about it now, right? And that's the mentality I had. The way. I mean, you can hear how I talk. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you grow up is kind of stuck with you. You can't make changes. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk about your stuff. You don't talk about your stuff, right? And
Yeah, airing out what they call it, airing out the dirty laundry.
yeah.
Putting family business out there, all that type of stuff. Very toxic, toxic culture. It's not conducive, to good mental health.
Well, actually, in our
Especially
culture,
yeah,
in the Asian culture,
exactly.
if you were to talk about your feelings, you're weak. Okay.
Mm,
So in our culture,
What
it's kind of
feelings?
like it's not okay to talk about our feelings. That means you ain't strong enough to take it. You ain't weak. You're weak to even want to try to fix things or try to talk about it because it is what it is. Right? It's whatever the elders say that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So if my older family member's gonna tell me I can't do it, that means I can't do it. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't.
yeah.
It's confusing, but that's how it is. And like I just so I stopped music for a while, and then um I had no outlet. I had nothing or anyone that I felt that could understand or relate to me, because when you're talking to somebody that doesn't understand what you've been through, how does that help you? Like how is that therapeutic at all when they don't even understand how you feel, right?
Empathy again, empathy goes a long way, and without that empathy, not obviously nobody can walk a mile in your shoes and be exact situations. We're all individual, but if you definitely feel like someone can't even empathize with you or validate those feelings that you have, yeah, that's absolutely frustrating.
Well, it's just no point to talk to somebody
Yeah.
that doesn't understand how you're feeling. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think a lot of people feel that way because a lot of the stuff you go through is crazy. A lot of people should not be able to relate to anything. I never wish that upon anybody to be able to relate to everything that I've been through. But it's crazy because I can relate to almost everybody. There's yet one person that I have met that I can't find anybody that I cannot relate to. That's how much crap I've been through. And like to not be able to let any of that out, I started I started not being myself. I would go to work, I'd be crying or I'd be really angry. I couldn't control my emotions. I couldn't talk about
The
anything.
stress. That's
Yeah.
the stress. We talk about that when when you're under stress like that, it's all bottled up. Then again, an outburst like that.
But the funny
You
thing
have
is that I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going through. I didn't understand it. I've been through harder things. I've been through worse. What's wrong with me now? Right? So I didn't understand it. So the reason why I actually got professional help is because people at work they're looking at me in my eyes and was like, Leela, I love you, but you are just there's something wrong. You're not the same. You need to go get some help. You're not happy, and we love you, and we need you to go get some help. Like that's how bad
Wow.
it was. Like, and I'm just like, what y'all talking about? They're like,
You said these are
these
coworkers?
are coworkers, like my own people
Wow,
that I'm
man.
around daily, like at home or anything. They didn't think or anything was wrong with me because I'm good at putting up a front, and I'm good at it
Mm,
at work. But these guys see me at work for 10 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So, and they've known me for years. So it's just like they literally sat me down, and it wasn't offensive. I wasn't defensive about it. Like I knew that if my coworkers are gonna say something to me, then there's something really wrong with me.
mm, yeah.
So, the work actually had a program where I could actually go to a therapist for free and check it out. So when I went, that was the first time I ever told one person from start to finish everything that I've ever been through, and she diagnosed me
Wow.
with PTSD.
And how long ago was this? At what age?
This was 2018.
2018. Okay, so fairly
Yep.
recently. That's great. I just wanted to point that out because
You're fine.
some people may think like, okay, these people have been doing this for years, or it's too late for me. It's just starting journey. Hey, when you start is
No.
when you start. That's the important thing.
And
Um,
I didn't understand it because, I'm just like army people are the ones that get PTSD. And I was like, and all that stuff happened to me a long time ago. So why is it happening now? So she explained it to me. She said, PTSD can hit you at a different time. It's basically like this. She was like, all these years, you were okay because you put a band aid on your wounds. And after all these wounds that you've had, you put band-aid after band-aid and kept changing the band-aid. And she was like, you're out of band-aids. And she's like, and you're bleeding, and you're not gonna stop bleeding unless we get you some help and you go through therapy and talk about it. That's exactly how she explained it. And it's true.
mm,
So I needed to talk about it. That's why I emphasize it so much that talking about it does help because I don't know where I'd be right now, to be honest.
mm.
So
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I know that helps somebody, man. That just helped me right now, hearing that and that imagery that I guess that person gave you of you just had a band-aid, that you just was bleeding, but you just kept putting this band-aid back on it,
yep.
and now you're out of band-aids. Like when I got that imagery, I'm thinking that yeah, because eventually like there's infections and stuff underneath there. If you never sew
Yeah.
up, it's like an open wound. It just keeps bleeding. Like and it hurts like to scrape that out or put I remember when I was a kid, the alcohol and peroxide. Oh, I hated that part if I scraped myself. But
Right.
you got to kill that infection or else, you got to do that work. You got to go, do the therapy, really get it out, let it out. So that way you can sew it up actually. You can
That
do the actual
analogy
work.
really hit, right?
So yeah, that's why I was like, wow, man, the analogy of that, like, yeah, it's like an open wound that you kept putting these
So check
bandages
this out
over.
though. Check this out though.
Wow.
Well, because I asked her, I was like, well, all the stuff that I'm tripping about now, that I'm like super tripping about, it's nothing compared to what I've been through. So why does it hurt so much, or why can't I control my emotions? Why can't I deal with it? What's wrong with
Yeah,
me?
why now?
And she
Yeah.
said because those wounds are so deep that any kind of touch to it, anything that's hurting your wound hurts so much because it's already been open for so long.
Mhm.
And she said finally it's to the point where you can't take it anymore. And I mean, it was bad. Like I'm over here like I cussed out my dad. The one person, he's the only man that I've ever been, the only person I've ever been scared of. Okay, I love my dad
Yeah.
to death, but for me to tell him that he ruined my life and
Woo.
everything, and he's in prison, I would never say that to my father to make him feel bad. Like I'm not a selfish person to do that to my dad. I love him so much, and I
Yeah.
forgave him for everything, and my mom too. But like for me to say that, that's how you knew it wasn't me. Like I mean, Mino, you know me. Would I ever say that to my dad? Bruh, I did.
Absolutely not.
Yes. And I did because I was hurting so bad. That's how bad it was. So, I mean,
Mm,
like, if you have to go get professional help to figure out how to deal with your emotions, which is what I did, which is what they helped me with, then I highly recommend that to anybody. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what people say about, getting professional help. There's nothing wrong with it. I do it. What are you going to do? Unfollow me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it.
there you
And
go.
what's wrong with that? What? And
Gonna
what?
cancel me now?
You
So I'm
know?
getting help.
It doesn't,
Right.
it's like people need to normalize it, like, and it's just like if they
Yeah.
see someone like me being open about it and telling them exactly what I'd be doing, then to be the person I am today, then maybe it'll be normalized to like, and without people feeling judged and stuff like that. So
Why do you think that is, Leela?
what's up?
Why so many? Why do you think so many people don't want to talk about it? Is it fear? Is it a shame? Is it shame that they feel? Why do you think that's such a common thing around the world where it's like, oh, don't talk about how you feel?
It's
Like, where
because
does that come from?
it's because people don't support each other. And that's how I look at it. It's people would rather shit on somebody else than to support them through whatever they're going through. Because if you support somebody that other people are making fun of, then you're gonna get judged for supporting them. And whoever cares about stuff like that doesn't have the balls to stand up for people that need help. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
I'm sorry. That's just how I look at it, and it makes me angry. So it's
mm,
like that's why I'm over here telling people like, okay, so when they look at me, they're just like, oh, Lila's cool, right? She's a cool one. She does music. She does this. She does that.
mhm,
But when the cool one stands up for people and tells them that support is okay, and not to make fun of, instead of bringing someone down, pick them up. That's different to other people because back in the day, cool people used to on other people, right? Cool people
mhm.
used to put other people down to make them look cooler, right? Or make them feel some type of way, or make them feel better than anybody. So flip it and change it. If you have an image where you can impact people, then tell them to support each other. That's what it is. It's about support. So if somebody needs help, that's why I tell everybody it doesn't take much to care and it can change a life. So if
Mm,
somebody needs help, help them. You don't have to know somebody to care and you don't have to know somebody to love somebody. So everybody needs to start loving each other and support each other because it's going to save
I like
lives.
I like that, man. I wrote that down. You don't have to know somebody to care about them. You don't
No,
have to know somebody to love them. That's so powerful. That's a powerful message right there. If we didn't say nothing else on this whole podcast, if you can just get that, you don't have to know somebody in order to care about.
no, you don't. And people try
Mhm,
to always say that that's not true. I prove them wrong every damn person I meet. I prove them wrong every single
mm,
time. And everybody's just like, why you do that for? You don't know them. I'm like, so? It doesn't matter. It
mm,
doesn't matter. I still care. It's like if somebody is walking down the street, you know what people do? Instead of they be like, mind their own business. Oh, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. Why isn't it your problem? Why don't you make it your problem? If you can help somebody, why don't you help them? Do you not understand that it could save somebody's life? You get what I'm saying? Like people aren't like, I don't know what it is. I don't know why the world is like this. Maybe I care too much. I don't know what it is, but it's not okay with me. It don't sit right. If somebody needs
no,
help, help people. You know?
and and that goes to me and Mino just did a show. We were talking about this podcast with this basketball player. He's like a sports podcast, former athletes, and he's on there and he's talking about how like he was always asking for help. He's been asking for help and nobody would help him. He has connections. People know who he is and stuff. But and again, it had tears in his eyes. And it's something. It was an emotional thing. But just that whole idea of like, and they said like, if somebody like, does somebody have to articulate to you the exact help that they need in order for you to help them? Is that the prerequisite?
No, it's not.
Can't you see? Yeah, exactly. Can't you see what's wrong with them if they need help? Like, if you see somebody, again, bleeding out, as the analogy, they're sitting there, blood gushing on, hey, oh, what's wrong? What do you need? Bro,
And that
you
goes
see this
another way
blood
too,
gushing out of me. You probably should stop that if you can,
because nobody cares until someone dies. And
It's
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's sad. That's how it
nobody
is, though.
that's
till
why
You know
people
what I
feel
mean?
like
Like,
there's
somebody
nobody there. You get what I'm saying?
kills
That's why I made the song in the
me.
mhm.
first place. You know what
Nobody
it
there.
is
Exactly. Go
though?
back to the song.
It
Nobody
it,
there.
it goes back to if people don't genuinely care out of the kindness of their heart, then it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Like what how I was raised and what my dad taught me is if I'm gonna do something for somebody, if I care about somebody, if I'm gonna help somebody, do it because I want to, not because I need something back or want anything back. So when I do these things, it's because I genuinely care. And a lot of people don't understand that. The kind of remarks I get back, they're like, what's the catch? Or like, or why you doing this? Instead of like accepting the fact
Mhm.
that I genuinely care, they react like that. And that's the kind of world we live in. Like they react like it, like you know what I'm saying? Like they're getting schemed or whatever, just because like I pay for someone's groceries from behind me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
little acts of kindness matter. And like, there's other times where, I remember when I was in high school, and I was walking to the store, and I seen this lady at the bus stop, an older lady. She was crying, and I walked like 3 steps past her, and I stopped and I turned around, and I went up to her and I said, "Are you okay?" And then she was like, "I'm fine." And then I was like, "Do you need a hug? I hope your day gets better." And then, she just
Mm.
stood there. She started crying, and I gave her a
Mm.
hug. I gave her a hug. She held me so tightly. And you know what she said
Mm.
to me after that hug? She said, "You just saved my life because I don't even remember the last time I got a hug."
I was just thinking that I bet that woman had a hug or like
You get what
physical
I'm saying?
contact like that. Yeah, that
And
intimate contact.
what did
What?
I do? All I did was give her a
Mm.
hug. Why? Because I genuinely cared, and that saved her life. So people
Mm.
need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't doing enough, bruh. Like, in the world, we're not doing enough, and I need people to support each other and love each other more. And like, if I can do it through music to get through to people, then I'm gonna do that. If I have to go on lives, if I have to get interviewed by you guys or anybody else, then that's what I'm gonna do. But the world can be so much better, and I'm gonna change the world one person at a time. I
There you go.
guarantee you that, and I promise you that one person at a time, I will change and make this world a better place.
There you go, man. Like you sound like again, like that Tupac interview. I might not change the world, but I guarantee I'm gonna spark the brain. That's gonna change the that's what's up. That's what we need. Step your game up, people. You see this woman out here
Yeah.
trying to save lives. What y'all doing with your music? No, for real. That's
Make a
that's
million
awesome.
dollars.
Know what you're doing with your platform. No, to truly believe your voice is powerful.
Like, people are confused that you could love people even though you never even met them. You know that? And like, the people that follow me, the people, okay, the people that I go on live with, and I get messages from my fans, my supporters, and stuff like that. They're out here messaging me like, I went through this today, and listening to you and you answering my questions and stuff, and motivating me to keep going and letting me know what I got to do to make myself a better person. And they're like, "I really appreciate it, and I feel like I'm growing, and I really think you saved my life." Like, stuff like that, and all I'm doing is being there. And have I ever met these
Mhm,
kids in my life? No. Yeah,
mhm.
have I ever seen them? Do I even know what they look like other than what their profile picture is, which is probably a cartoon? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, Avatar is an
no, I
avatar. Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
But I know they're real people, and I know my feelings are real, and everything that I say is real to them. So, like, that's what I try to get out. You don't have to know somebody to care about them, and it really can impact a person's life, let alone save their life, because you don't know what they're going through. So, if it's that
And you never
simple,
know what you're doing for
it's
somebody.
that simple. So why aren't we doing it more? Tell me that.
Mm. That's
I don't get it.
hey man.
I don't get it.
I,
So if I gotta keep doing this for the rest of my life, I mean, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. And I think more and more
Mhm.
people are on the bandwagon of caring about people they don't know and being more supportive, and not feeling like it's not okay or too shy to even try to support someone that they don't know, because they feel like they're going to be
Mhm.
ridiculed. And now
Yep.
that they're on my live and stuff like that, when somebody else comes on telling their story, guess what my followers do? They support them. Do you know how beautiful that is to see that my followers learn
Mhm.
something from me, that it's okay to support other people? It's better to be there for other people. If we're all going through stuff, why don't we go through stuff together? Why not? And they're
Yeah,
seeing that
absolutely.
now, and they're doing it. So one person at a time, one person at a time. It's contagious. Love is contagious. You love somebody for no reason, and somebody sees that, the person that you love is gonna go love somebody else, because they're gonna remember that one person that loved them for no reason and was there. You get what I'm saying? It's contagious.
Yeah, love is contagious. Random acts of kindness. Um, I remember one time I was in a drive-through line, and I get up to pay for my stuff, and it said, "Hey, the person in front of you paid for your stuff already." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Right.
And I think it wasn't even that much. It was like maybe like $8 or something like that. And I said, "You know what? Hey, pay for the person's stuff behind me." They're like, "Their stuff is like 20, like it was more than mine."
Right.
I was like, "No, it's all good. Keep it going."
How that make you
'Cause it just
feel?
felt good, like, that made I was blessed, you know what I'm saying? That blessed me. I felt I was in a great mood, I
That
kinda,
kind,
yeah,
that kind of
that was
stuff can be
a blessing.
It felt
contagious.
really
You
good,
see
right?
It
somebody
was it
do
really
good.
was, the love was contagious, so I just wanted to to bless somebody else. Like,
Mm.
because it felt good. I was like, yeah, who's doing that?
You know
You
what
know, like,
what you were feeling though? That is the power of genuine love. That's
hmm
the why you felt that way is that's the power of genuine love. That's what made you feel that way. Someone genuinely
hmm
showing you love. And it's free. It's absolutely free to show
very,
anybody genuine love. You get what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell everybody that and like it's no one's
Not
hearing
my love.
it.
You gotta
Currently.
pay for my love.
Man, get
what'd you
your
say, Vito?
big.
He said you got to
He said,
pay
"We
me.
going to McDonald's for my love,
Hell
homie.
yeah.
You want a
Yeah.
hug? You need to give me a number one
Do
super
you know?
size."
I don't know if you got that extra cheese kind of love. I don't know if you got that.
That extra cheese kind of love,
Oh
Vito.
man, you ain't never
That's
You
changed.
know what I
hilarious.
mean?
Bruh, not at all. Not at
Man,
all,
Man,
man.
but
But you know what? I think what you said is so important is it's gotta come from a genuine place. One thing we asked, our last guest, James Jerry, is, becoming a licensed therapist. I said, like, check your intentions, to have the
exactly.
right motivation, to not just be doing everything for clout, to not just be, I want to save everybody. I want to become a therapist because I can save everybody. I'm so great at this.
Mhm.
Like, no, do you really have that desire to help for people? Because what if you don't get the reaction, that you expect?
Right.
What if you don't get the likes? If you're really doing it just for clout or whatever, you're not going to last long with it,
I got a
you
funny
know?
backstory.
That's why people don't do it because they don't got. I think that maybe that's the key to why people don't do it is because they don't got good intentions with it. When they post something, when they do something, it's only for people that maybe can do something for them.
Exactly. Do you
You
know how
know.
many times I've been asked why aren't I a therapist? You know how many times I've been asked that? I actually did get a scholarship for to help with mental health and stuff like that. So I did do that. Apparently.
Okay.
That was a couple years ago.
Shoot.
But the thing is that
Hey,
I didn't want to keep doing that and I didn't want to become a therapist, not because I'm not good at it, but because I didn't want to get paid to help people. I can't. Like if
oh, look at
I
you.
can't. Like I can't. It don't
Come
sit right.
on
I
now.
swear to. I swear. I don't
I
want to
get
be
what you're
a
saying,
therapist
but
because I don't feel right getting paid to do something that should be absolutely free. I don't agree with it. That's why. You get what I'm saying?
well, hold on, hold on.
For
But I
for
think
me personally,
I'm
I'm speaking on myself.
I know I get you. No, I definitely understand that, but I think you got to analyze where that comes from. You know, where does that? You know, do you not think your time is worth it, or do you said something is supposed to be free? However, if somebody invested, if you've seen that people take things that they invest in or they pay for
Right.
and actually value it more than things that they're given. They take better care of things.
Because
It really
it's deeper
and
than
again,
that.
because there's some investment. No, because here's the thing. If it's just about, getting paid, well, you can always change the amount of money. You can always adjust that. You can, payment plan, whatever you got to do to work with people.
I feel
But
like
don't let
a
that be the
therapist
barrier or
though.
the entity to stop you from, maybe going after something that you may be called to do. And not necessarily even now. I'm not getting into your life.
No,
You
you
got a lot of
good, you
things going
good,
on
you
now.
good. No, I'm talking about for
But it's
me
just
as
like,
a
hey man, you
person.
never know.
For an individual
Yeah.
though, you're helping one individual at a time, and I feel like instead of doing that, music hits people at a higher
Mhm.
capacity. Okay, so if
Oh yeah. Oh
so that's why I'm not doing it. I'm not being a therapist to help one person one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. I'm doing it at a higher capacity where everybody can hear my music and it could be hundreds and thousands of people that are listening to my music and it's doing the same thing. I mean, not
yeah.
exactly like with the education and background they have. Without these people, like, that are educated therapists, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I'm just saying
Mhm.
I personally chose not to just because I would rather do it through music because that's something I love doing. At the same time, it's my outlet and it comes from my heart directly. So
Comes from a good place.
yeah.
It comes from a genuine
And
place.
like
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying you should have chose
no,
therapy instead of
everybody
music. Not
telling
at
me
all.
that, man. Everybody's like,
No,
why aren't
no,
you
that's
a
not what my
therapist?
bad. That's I'm like, why you coming at me? No, no, I'm
Oh
not
no, no,
saying
no,
that.
no,
All
no.
I'm saying is later on, because the therapist I go to, actually, he's an older guy, old enough to be my dad, and he didn't do it until much later in life, so he became a therapist, in his 50s.
I just
You feel what I'm
I
saying?
know, but it just
And
don't
so
sit
that's what
right
I'm
with me.
saying. Like, I was like, hey man, it's just like you never know what life has in store for you.
I feel it. It's just
So
I don't
but
know
especially
what's wrong with me.
but music is more powerful. You're 100% correct. This medium right here, a song can resonate and affect people way more than books and essays and lectures and all this stuff. One song, as you're seeing, as you've been demonstrating through your song, nobody, it is powerful. And for you to recognize that, absolutely, don't tell people that you should have done that instead of that.
No,
I'm a
people,
both
people,
and type of person, dang.
yeah. Well,
See, no, you
everybody's
need to
just
get
like,
those factors out of your
everybody's just
life.
like, you should have been a therapist. You're like a therapist. Well, I was like, yeah, I wanted to be at one point in my life. I did want to be until I realized that like I didn't feel right getting paid
Mhm.
to do
And
something that shit is free. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't feel
mhm,
right. I don't know why,
mhm,
but then at the same time, it's like if I wanted to do that, like I don't need to be getting paid for it. I can do it at a higher capacity, doing something I love, which is music. You know,
uh-huh.
so that's why I chose
Yeah, and you
this
don't
route.
wanna do things like that for the money.
That's
That's
what
the
I'm
wrong
saying.
motivation if you're thinking about the money.
That's what
So
I'm
that's
thinking
why,
about. Yeah, it's like
you don't
it's if
yeah.
I'm thinking about the
So you
money,
know
it's
what
because the
solves
work
that?
I put in trying to make these beats and stuff like that. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. See, you're gonna get rich doing this right now so that when you're older, you don't even gotta do nothing for the money.
I'm
You can be a therapist
saying,
for free if you want to. You can do whatever you want once you got the resources in life.
yeah,
Once you get there, you can decide to do
I'm
anything.
about to be there
You could
soon.
be like Jay-Z. You can rap if you want to, but it's really not that big of a
Oh man, I
deal.
know,
There you
right?
go.
Man, I'm just waiting.
Get to that point.
I'm gonna have a lot more resources soon. I finally got this job that I've been applying for 4 years, so I'm
Awesome.
really excited.
4 years.
Yes,
Man, I'm excited for you. That's a whole degree you could
yeah, I've been applying for 4 years, and we're gonna
absolutely
be up
big
there. You might have to fly out here, homie.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
serious.
absolutely. No, I gotta definitely try a trip back home. Tap in back with my Minnesota peoples.
Bet
Um, when the weather is warmer, of course, summertime. You can't.
it's still snowing. Just tell you, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, people, this is March. I know. I do not miss that part of it,
Oh,
man.
good.
So,
A little bit of
in
snow
addition,
don't hurt.
yeah,
Tough
yeah,
skin.
hey,
You know,
he's like,
people of
feel
the
like
north, we
Bane.
built tough.
I
Yeah, the
mean,
Great White North.
it's really cold though. Like I just moved back from Atlanta, and like
Oh
Atlanta.
yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
ask you,
What's
Lila.
up?
You moved from. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit here.
All right,
Okay,
So you
back
moved.
to it.
back in the
You
time.
started off in Minnesota, right? You started in Minnesota. I'm sure you traveled through your music and been to different states and everything
Oh,
like
for
that.
sure.
What what prompted the move for you to change locations and be like, you know what, I need to move my base and go down to Atlanta?
I
What was that
mean,
process like? What made you move? How'd that go?
Atlanta is there's a lot of music there, more
Mhm.
opportunities in music, but that wasn't the main thing. I honestly was going through a lot, um, like all at the same time. I really felt like nobody was there. I had my breaking point actually, and I felt like I had a friend that lived in Atlanta, and she was like she was there for me throughout the whole time, like emotionally. And she's a million miles away, and she knew how I felt and how she understood how alone I felt, and didn't judge me for it. And she was just there emotionally. But at the same time, I'm around hundreds of people in Minnesota, and nobody knew how I felt. So
Yeah.
I
That's
felt
true.
alone.
I remember you're always around people.
Exactly.
And I kept thinking, you're around so many people and people want to be around you, but when do you have time for yourself?
I don't,
You know?
you know? And then at the same time, it's like whenever I wanted to vent or whenever I wanted to cry, people are just like, why do you get to cry? Your life is perfect.
Mhm.
They hit me with that. So it's like,
Dang, speak on that a little bit more, especially in the spotlight, being an entertainer, being the life of the party influencer, all that. You're the person that makes other people feel good.
right.
And so all of a sudden, when that's your identity, that's who you are to people. What happens when you don't feel good?
Then,
Who's that for you?
I
Exactly.
kind of get to see how people really are towards me, and I realize a lot of people aren't for me.
Mm,
When I'm, if I were to cry and stuff like that and call somebody or whatever, they're just like, you don't get to cry. You have everything that you want. You got to follow your dreams, and
mm,
and you made it this far. So why are you crying? You got so many friends. You got so many people that love you, whatever, and da da da. And then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, wow, like I don't get to cry, like. Because do you know what drove me to get to all of these things that you see me have is because of so much pain I've been through. That's what I use for motivation and drive. But then when the moment that I just needed to cry to someone, just so I'm not doing it by myself alone in a room, just so I can stand on my 2 feet again, just to let it out one time, people are sitting there telling me that I can't or I don't get to.
Mm,
And it's just, that's a very lonely feeling. It's very
absolutely.
lonely, and it was toxic to me. And I literally had to leave. I left without telling nobody. I made a song that explained it all. It's called You Just Gotta Let Me Breathe. And I posted the video because nobody even knew I left to Atlanta. Like nobody really knew.
Leave from the night,
I
that midnight train to Georgia.
Yeah,
Straight up.
so I mean,
I hit up one day. She's like, I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, what? When?
yeah.
Oh, it's been a couple months. I'm like, oh, snap.
Like it's a normal thing. What you mean? You're not in Atlanta? No, like
Yeah, I mean, you guys got go peep out that song and it explains the whole story of why I
yeah,
lied. It's
okay.
like I
You know my favorite song, my favorite Lila Teezy song of all time?
Mm, tell.
My King. Classic. Classic.
I'm
My
actually
King?
remaking that for you
Yes.
since you mentioned it. You know that?
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the
That's
Oh,
what I'm talking
album.
about.
The new the new album I come out with. I'm definitely remaking it and re-recording it. My voice is way deeper than it was. I sound like a little kid over there before, but yeah, that song goes hard. It's about female empowerment and saying that if I wasn't a queen, would you be my king? You
The
okay.
know what I'm
questions,
saying?
they
The
hit.
inheritance.
They
You know
hit.
what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty deep. Yeah,
Mm.
you got me curious now. Definitely gotta check that out. Um, interesting.
Yeah.
An older song, but
Mhm.
still a great classic.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
The
See, songs
questions,
like that that
the
stand the
questions
test of
she asked in
time.
that song, it just hits. It just hits you.
Uh-oh,
And it's
she's
true
on you thought
questions. It's true
you thought
questions.
you thought 50 Cent was deep with the 21 questions.
She didn't even need 21 questions. It was like four. Boom, straight to the point.
I'm trying to be like Neo, do hits all day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Neo.
That's what's
That's my homie. I love
hey, hit
Neo.
hit
I
factory right
know.
there.
I love that.
Oh, that's true. So speaking of music though, okay, let's touch on that a little bit. So who are like some of your musical influences, you know? So who made you want to rap?
Um, I mean, there wasn't really somebody that made me want to rap. I actually like poetry. So one day in fifth
Oh,
grade, I performed my poem and I said it out loud and I was supported on it. Okay, you got to remember when as a kid growing up, I don't know what support is because that's not what
mm,
I see. You know what I mean? That's not what I grow up seeing is support. I don't see that. So when I got so much support at fifth grade, they were like, "Oh, we were tied." You know what I'm saying? So I kept doing it.
mhm,
And then all of a sudden, at the same time, I could play piano. I play all instruments by ear. I can't read notes.
okay.
So I started doing that, and then that's when
Mhm,
I learned how to make beats and stuff like that. And then boom, kind of did that. But in my teenage years, like I said, I make music so I can listen to it, so I can feel it, so I can feel like I'm not alone and somebody understands me, right? So growing up, I would
mhm.
listen. I would listen to Missy Elliott a lot because her vibe.
Okay, yeah, misdemeanor.
Yes, Missy Elliott for sure. And I would listen to Eminem because everything that he said was a
Yeah,
hundred, with everything that he's going through. And I felt it. I felt his anger. I felt his pain. And Mockingbird, remember that song Mockingbird that Eminem made? I
mhm.
felt like that was my
Don't
dad
you
talking to
cry,
me, bro.
I'm gonna be alright.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
because my dad was locked up during that time, and then like everything that he was saying to his daughter was everything that my dad was saying to me, and it's just like like you have to listen to this music when you're a musician. You got to listen to that music to get through that. And
Mhm.
he's what I listen to. So the music that I listen to, it's it's ironic. I hardly listen to rap, to be honest.
Okay, I've heard that before, that, like, some rappers, man, they be listening to R&B like that. They
I
actually
really don't. It's
listen
like
to R&B a lot and stuff.
I
For real.
everybody's
I
like,
don't really listen
"Oh
to rap.
my gosh, they're so disappointed that I don't listen to rap." I mean, I listen to twerk music, yes. Like
Oh, Lord, the ratchetness. I guess you were in Atlanta
Cardi,
too for a
Megan,
while.
Nicki, yo. I mean, but like when it comes down to like music, like I really like I love
On the
Ariana
R&B
Grande.
tip.
Like
I've
um
seen her twice in concert, bro. Ariana
Yes,
Grande?
me too. I was like
Can't even
three
front like
feet
I have
away
an
from
album
her.
or nothing like that from her. I just won tickets twice.
Oh, Ariana Grande.
Yes.
She can really sing.
Mm.
She can really
Cause she
sing.
makes music I could feel.
She can get it.
If there's music that someone makes that
I'm just
she
saying.
said, I mean shit,
We over here talking about her music.
Hey, I'm
she
just
said
saying. You say Ariana Grande, I'm just thinking about the seven
hey, she
rings.
bad.
Oh
I just
Lord,
want one of them.
give her
I
all
just want
7 of
one of
them
them.
rings now.
I want one of the seven rings. Just one of them.
Just
She
one.
said
Even just,
30
maybe
for
just a half. I'll take a
35.
half. Oh man.
That's hilarious, man.
She
That is
go
Oh, she's
hard,
trying to
bruh.
switch in positions for me.
mhm.
Oh,
No,
Man.
no, again. So that's why yeah, you mentioned it
she's
earlier.
side to side for real.
There you go, side to
All right,
side.
I'm getting carried away. All right,
Yeah. That's
back
always
to the
hard.
topic at hand.
Yeah. No, no, no. Back to the topic at hand though. But so as far as like music, so how did you like when was that turning point? So you said you was getting this love, 10 years old, finally getting that love and um that feeling of acceptance and applause, for your poetry. And then,
Right.
you start performing it, you're musically inclined, you can play certain things. When did it was the turning point? Like as you said, like around 17 is when you put your first album out. So like
Yeah,
Yeah, so when did
so
it click? When
so
did it
you
just hit
just
and be like, damn, that's it.
what'd you
yeah,
That's
say,
the
Nick?
that's
formula.
it. Like when did it turn like, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper, I'm about to put an album out. Like you was like what,
Um
16, 14, something?
when I could finally afford to get into the studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it happened. Yeah. And the moment that I could get into that's why I get kicked out of school, remember?
Yeah,
So the
yeah, exactly.
moment the
Wow.
moment that I actually got into a professional studio, that's when I was like, this is it. Like I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I got this,
It's
yo. And then after that,
it's wild, huh?
it's crazy.
Being in the real studio,
Yeah, that
that feeling,
Oh yeah, for sure.
man.
crazy.
And
I remember the first time I was in one, it's like, I made it. I did
I'm in the league.
exactly.
it.
Well, it's like, I've been over here. I used, man, my first song that I recorded and put on the internet, man. It was about chicken wings, bruh. It's,
Hey,
you know what I'm
Yo,
saying? I'm
some
looking
people
for the thing that they call chicken wing. Man, I was just,
that's
man, it was on a computer mic, yo, and it got
is that
thousands of
online?
views, though. Like back in the day on MySpace, bruh. Like,
MySpace
Oh,
days.
ooh, MySpace.
yeah, man. So, like, I mean, the moment that I could do everything professionally, that's when I was like, this is my only chance. So I
Mhm.
kind of just, I did everything that I was feeling. I put it out.
You better
Um,
lose yourself in the moment to own it.
I actually made a lot of it was like the songs that I made were really they weren't songs that people listen to. I made an AIDS awareness song.
Okay.
Um I made the song called Life That We Live. It was telling little clips and stories about the things that I went through with other people and what
Mhm.
I did, and I'm just like I didn't understand it. And I was telling people it was like kids people my age are having babies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, my friend's parents want to kill him because they found out he was gay. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that in that song, that's all real life stories. And then I made another song. Um, man, it's just like about the Laos bombings. I don't know if anybody heard of that. It's Legacies of War.
Okay.
Um, and
Secret War.
it's because during the World War II, and there's a whole bunch of bombs that are still in Laos. And that's
Oh, okay.
You know,
I've heard about that.
fun fact about that is there was more bombs dropped in my country of Laos than there were any bombings in World War II.
Right.
exactly. So I wrote a song about it. And
And people don't know about that.
yep.
I know I get it.
Well, I try to reach a lot of people through the music. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
But
I'm not woke. That's my problem. See, I'm not woke.
wake up, bruh. Wake up.
Consider your mind, brother.
Consider your mind.
You just believe what they tell you in those classrooms, in those books.
Why do I see Bob Marley like in Envision? Bob, what? Consider your mind.
Hey,
Like,
man, that's what
yo,
you talk about. Dreams or whatever. That would be one thing. Like as an interviewer, as in this media space. I look at old interviews. I actually look at that stuff. I like watching interviews. And I was like, man, every Bob Marley interview, I felt like he was just dropping like so much wisdom. He had that deep accent and everything. But if you
right.
really catch what you're saying, and who it's for is who it's for. Those who can get it can get it. And like that'd be one of those things I would love to interview like Bob Marley. Like they say, hey,
I
would you?
know,
That
right?
would have been an amazing thing to like to sit down and like listen to him. Like really wise people,
Just
like
speak.
that. Exactly. And other just musicians as well. I think artists, man, you guys, view life through a different lens. You organize kind of the world for and capture moments, in life. When you talk about these songs, recapping real events and, people that and real life things, songs do that all the time. Like I can transport
Right.
myself the first time I heard a song or when a song really hit me and not have the visual of where I was or what I was doing. It'll
Right.
come back to me. A track will play, and all of a sudden, I get a glimpse of like, I was driving past this stoplight at this time. I was pulling
Hmm.
in. Like when that Childish Gambino song came on, Redbone. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that thing. Hey, let's
Yo, that
go.
song gets
Oh,
you in the
oh,
mood. I'm
every
telling
time.
you. Hey,
Hey,
you know
Atlanta,
what? I'm gonna
like
listen to that after
Atlanta's
this.
out too. Atlanta on the new season just came out. Got to check that out after this show. But no, I can imagine it because at the time that song came on and I was pulling into my old neighborhood. It's kind of like a complex type thing. And so literally as I hit that song, boom, 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 boom. It's like that nostalgic type of music as I roll
Yep.
past like my old house in the neighborhood. And I still see that. Like it's a part of my real like story. That song, it's impactful like that. So
It
music
is.
is
I
so
just gotta
powerful.
say, I hit that note though. I'm just
Yeah, hey,
yeah,
beautiful
I heard
note.
that shit.
Beautiful
Oh my
That
goodness.
was on point, I must say.
yeah.
Mina,
Oh,
I'll
Hey,
look,
one more
man. If
thing.
we were all in the same room, I'll look at Mina like, bro, I hit that. You
you see me though. You see it.
All right.
still got it. I still
Lila,
got it.
one more thing here before we get you out on your way here. For you, what's next? So you've been through so much. You've got an album that you released a long time ago. Are you
Yep.
doing another one? What's next for Lila T coming up here?
All right. So you guys know that I got this grandma Lila video character.
Yes, grandma.
Yes. I play. She's my grandma. I do goofy videos with that. So, with Grandma Lila, she's actually gonna have her own audio sitcom. So we're
Mm,
working on that.
for
There's a
TikTok,
couple
right?
of yeah for everything
Oh,
actually.
everything. Okay.
It'll be on iTunes and Pandora, Spotify, all that.
Wow.
So, the other thing is, with that being said, I'm gonna incorporate my Grandma Lila character in every music video that I make. Um,
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
yes. So
You
you'll see
protected the
that.
brand. Yes.
It ain't
Yo,
really me if it
speaking
ain't
of
funny.
grandma, how's she doing? Can grandma come say hi for a little quick second?
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Grandma come back. Oh my god, you guys talk too goddamn much.
Oh.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, hey man,
Yo,
That was
and y'all
great.
laughing, right? Because I don't want to be racist. I'm laughing.
you
Oh,
good. You good.
okay, good. All right.
You good. You good.
Uh,
You can laugh. It's fine. But yeah. So everything I do. I like making people laugh. I like. If it ain't funny, it ain't me. I gotta make everything like that is exactly like my personality. And regardless of the real music and the deep music, there's gonna be some twerky music that comes out. Don't worry. Don't
Hey,
worry. There's gonna be some bangers. All right.
just like you said, love is
grandma gonna be
contagious.
twerking?
Laughing is
Yes.
contagious.
Laughing is very contagious, so I'm
Yeah,
trying to do
love is
both. All
contagious.
right.
Laughing is contagious.
So yeah, I'm working on an album. I got one single out. Or actually two singles out. I don't even know how many singles I got out. What's wrong with me? So I got the song "Nobody There." It's on iTunes, Pandora, Spotify. It's actually on 150
Check it
different
out.
music platforms at the
Everybody
moment. Check
definitely
it
check it
out.
out.
Um, there's also a remix. That's an EDM remix. So I know everybody don't want to listen to sad songs, so I had to make it hype. So you bang it in the car.
Yeah.
So yep, I got another single that a lot of people haven't heard yet. It's called "Admit It." It's a little sexy, you know what I'm saying? A little bit. So we're
You
gonna
said
shoot
it's
a music.
called Admit It. Admit.
Admit it. Admit
Okay.
it. Yeah, admit it. It's a little, me talking to a boy kind of song. So.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I'm telling
Yeah,
your mom.
tell her she knows. She knows. Yeah, so we're gonna shoot a music video for that. I'm gonna
Ooh,
do.
can I be an extra?
Of course, I'm gonna be doing it with the Plug
Oh,
family. Shout out to the Plug family.
oh,
Okay.
Um,
yeah. Shout out to Plug
yes, they
family.
are the Plug. Any entertainment and comedy. They're the biggest plug in Minnesota. I'll tell you that. So check out the Plug family. Yeah, they're gonna be helping me with everything, and then yeah, we got plans for just more music videos. I'm hoping to finish my album by the end of the summer and have actual music videos out. I do have a show booked in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Um,
East Coast.
this
That's what's up.
summer. Got to go to the East Coast, and then I have a show booked in SoCal, so California.
Ooh.
I'm doing a nonprofit show for Lao New Year. That's gonna be in the end of May. Um,
Are you doing that festival?
the Sabaidi Fest. No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. It's virtual,
Oh,
so
uh,
um so I mean
next
there's a
time.
lot of people that's from Laos and stuff like that on it. I'd rather be an audience member to be on there. Even though I'm a Lao American, like what other people don't understand is that like I'm really mixed though. You know what I'm
Got a
saying?
lot
So
going
like
on that you broke down earlier. Yeah.
yeah, I mean I'm Laotian, I'm Thai, I'm Vietnamese, I'm black, I'm Cuban. I gotta represent for everybody.
Yeah.
And
All
in
wrapped
order
up in
for
this
me
beautiful package. Like,
to ooh, a beautiful
Mhm.
package. I like that.
hey, I gotta get you to
So-
come back on the show. So you gotta buddy up.
Yeah, we definitely got to have you back, Leela. And today, thank you for your time and spending time with us here at Consider Your
Yes,
Mind.
I appreciate it.
We'll definitely get
For
you
sure.
back in. And you guys, if you don't know, Nobody There is a single. It's out now. Go check it out. And I mean, that's all I got for me. Other than that, you got anything else, Eric?
Oh man, I had a great time. This is
I
cool.
did too. I love
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, I don't got the history like, I just had the one phone conversation with you. I just loved your energy. I love what you brought to the show. And I said we needed to have, a female perspective, a female voice on here.
Yes.
Yes, for
Female,
sure.
because mental health is for everybody. It's for all. It's not just, for black, white, whatever, men,
Stop
women,
hosting the
rich,
sausage
poor,
parties, all
all of
right?
that stuff. Yeah. Oh wow. Exactly. There you go. So we had to pretty up the show. And I thank you so much for stopping by and giving us your
Yes.
Yes,
time. And
Thank
we
you for
can't
your
wait to
time,
have
Lee.
you back. And so
I
hey, man,
appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one.
you too.
Bye bye.